The town of Lawrence planning board meeting Wednesday, September 6th. Planning board meeting, first item on the agenda, motion to accept the minutes of the amended July 5th. 2023 meeting and the minutes from August 2nd, 2023. The motion in a second.
So moved. Second.
Motion in a second. Any further discussion? Call the roll.
Joe Atkinson.
Aye.
Amy Crandall. Angela Hawken. Ken Castro. Matt Mustico.
Aye.
Alan Curran.
Aye.
Tom Skibby.
Aye. No correspondence. All business, number 260E, Journey Church, 116 Breezeport Road, referral from the town board, PUD amendment. We got your representatives from church here today. So you send us a letter. You care to go over and talk to us about that, what you submitted to us?
I can have the general second, but that Scott Master is no longer the senior pastor of the church, and that I'm the interim pastor,
Okay,
and we have quite a mess that we're dealing with and trying to sort everything out.
okay,
And so I know we haven't provided you all of the information that you have requested, but we are working on trying to get that
okay, so he's no longer,
correct.
so you're doing new LLCs or what are you doing?
So as far as the gym goes, the two ladies, two of the main workers are looking at taking that over. And starting their own LLC.
Okay,
Right now, they're in the process of determining if it makes fiscal sense. To see if they can work it out and maybe contract the hours that they're putting in right now and getting another job. We're trying to work with them because this came as a real shock to them as well.
all right,
We are in discussions as far as what space do you need they need in order to do what they're doing. I believe that there will be less space being used in the facility than is currently used. But it's not a substantial amount.
is in what room and how, in a big room, stuff like that?
Yes, so and that is part of what we are working at, trying to
Okay,
in the midst of all of the discussions that's going on, and I suspect that there will be into, but right now, we're kind of in the counter offer kind of process of that, trying to get it all situated.
As indicated on the blueprints that I submitted, they're currently using the space on the second floor. This designated, I can't remember what it was. Designated as the fitness center, and that's what we're working with right now.
all right, so you got a fitness center, you got a barber shop, you got a lady doing taxes there, I believe you got other things going on. All right,
Yeah.
so that's all needs to be on your floor plan
Yeah,
for us.
yeah.
We'll have that.
And so, and reading the letter here, what about the concerts?
So again, that's part of. Both, I mean, obviously, that's why we're here mainly, and
Right.
we're trying to. There are going to be changes. Obviously.
Changes including no concerts or?
Well, there will be concerts. I don't believe there's gonna be anywhere near the amount, just because we're finding that they're just not,
Economically feasible.
yeah, they're just not feasible to do. And we're hoping, again, this is stuff we're trying to sort out, that as we have the numbers, we can look at, say, okay, what is a profitable concert as opposed to one isn't. There have said and done, it's kind of a wash, or we've lost money, when you take everything into consideration. So there's definitely going to be a curtailment of the activities. The alcohol issue is, again, I can't speak to that because it's the iMatter Foundation that is running the concerts, which was a 501c3 that our church is.
Okay,
Where we're at.
all right, who's gonna take responsibility for the appearance tickets then, since Reverend Bowmaster is no longer?
Well, that will be me because I'm the interim pastor. I have to find out exactly what it is that, but I mean, if it's a fine, we'll pay it.
I believe it's in court, but it's out of our hands, but
Yeah,
if he was the one getting the tickets, now he's not here.
right.
Kind of left you in the hanging there, but, yeah, so,
Yeah, it is what it is.
um. So you're gonna get back to us with. Who's, there's a bunch of LLCs and other things. Attending Church Inc. Right, and then there was the LLC for iMatter.
Yeah, so there's an iMatter Fitness LLC. That is no longer going to be, as we transition the clientele from that LLC to what I suspect will be a new LLC that the ladies who are the personal trainers that they establish, that will then take it.
All right. So did you do anything more about the noise? I guess if you're not gonna do. You are gonna do concerts there, but I guess we gotta have. Submitted to us, well.
There is more that we can do. I believe we have the beginnings of the sound mitigating cases that have been built. I was under the impression that we were given drawings of a two-phase plan. But apparently it was a phone conversation that Scott had with an engineer of some sort who specialized in this type of work. So I don't have any plans. That's why we haven't provided any. Now, I'm hoping that we can get plans from them, but if this engineer has not been. But there are additional mitigating factors that we can take that I believe we know what they are and we can try to implement.
Do you have any concerts scheduled the next 2 months?
We do.
How many?
Do we know how many concerts there are?
There's. Letter says it's Steve, the letter states you see Steve concert.
No, Steve, that is.
And Steve. And the website is changed, up there in your letter. So how could you have more concerts?
I'm sorry.
How could you have more concerts? If you see stuff?
You mean we see booking new ones?
Well, that's gonna be up to Adam, because he's
Well, the thing is that iMatter's foundation is over matter overseeing that. But iMatter should answer to you guys. You guys need to know what your businesses are doing. I believe you need to tell iMatter that they need to stop booking any more concerts that they have coming up until you get this straightened out. That's my opinion. I don't know what the rest of the board is gonna say, but
Please, Ben, well, no, it doesn't say that in the letter. It says advertising has ceased. And any advertising for future events has ceased.
So the conversations that I have had with Adam and I Matter is tell them, right now, we don't know what this is going on in our building is going to be in the future. And my advice to him was stop booking them for our venue because you may be contractually obligating yourself for something that we cannot fulfill. And so that has been my understanding that that has ceased because we don't know what the status is.
Do they, you provide a contract between yourself and I Matters for the facility?
Again, that should be in place, but it's not.
But that's because Scott, he's the head of the I Matters Foundation.
He was.
Okay, so what is his position now? Is he out of the church?
He's out of it completely.
And you're part of the management team?
Yes, of the church.
You are,
Sure.
I'm now the president of the church board.
and you are,
My name is Kevin O'Shell. I'm the interim.
So what do you hope to accomplish in the next 30 or 60 days with your situation up there?
I hope to have contracts in place. I hope to have drawings of what the mitigating. Because my understanding is the largest issue is the sound, apart from the fact that, we aren't operating according to the PUD. I understand that. But my understanding is that that's what the main complaints are coming from.
Right.
So the hope is to have everything in place to mitigate the sounds so that it's not disturbing the neighbors. Also, to significantly curtail the number of events that are going on. Because when they're not profitable, and two, it's causing issues with the neighbors. So
Right.
we're looking to mitigate all of that. And if me personally,
Mhm.
I would like to shut it down. But I'm not the only individual with the authority. But that's what Kevin O'Shell would like. to do.
So town board will have to reopen seeker because we did seeker for the original PUD.
Right.
Now it's changed and everything was a low or moderate, or low or no impact. With the situation there with everything, it might be a moderate or a high impact. And that way you have to provide much more information to us for secret requirements for a moderate or a significant impact on your property, the neighbors, the environment, those type of things. So
Is that impact primarily parking?
it could be a number of things as town board will do seeker. They're the ones who do it and they'll do their part too. And they're gonna look at anything there's 11 questions, I think, and they'll go over it. Again, with 95 complaints against the property or more, and if it's noise, if it's parking, it's whatever, you might have to have your engineer come up with mitigation or they could even vote it down, the board could even vote it down.
Sure.
And there's a wide range of things.
Right.
We gotta make sure that we look at everything and be fair and equitable to you and the neighbors, right, with their issues.
Has the pastor, have you seen a seeker?
Do
You know what it means? Do you
I
know what
do.
those
I-
letters
I've
mean?
seen-
Okay,
They submitted another one,
okay.
but
They're all here.
yeah, we don't look at, it'll be done by the town board, so. We can only. When the time comes for us to make a recommendation. Positive or negative to the board, we might put some language in there about seeker and the impacts from that, so. so they can address it. So you're going to work on straightening out all your LLCs.
Yes.
Your contracts are with the people in the building?
They will, be.
Yeah, okay. So we have an idea of what exactly is going on there.
You have a timeline on that for the next meeting or?
So I have a board meeting tomorrow night with our board. And I'm sure these things will be on that agenda as far as how to progress, but right now, just taking into consideration, just looking at the fitness center. I can't imagine it's gonna be more than a month to get that situated. Because they're
Those are
working
the
on it.
minor things to it.
Right, it's,
I also have I do have a question about even the fitness center, the barber shop and X. Are we allowing a LLC business that has no connection other than a lease agreement into the church
It
in
goes,
a residential A?
it's not residential, it's PUD.
Well, okay.
It's,
If we-
we remember when we
Well,
took it out of residential A, we made it a zoning district basically.
Right, okay.
So, basically what it was to let them lease out space that was not related. When they do that, it goes on the tax rolls.
which is,
So,
Okay.
so we can, again, you look at the PUD, it's flexible zoning. It can be more restrictive, or it can be less restrictive than the zoning. We kind of make up the rules as we go along. Certain, state statutes and court cases we have to follow, but we have a chance to, I think John kind of explained it last meeting, how we've used it before on parking spaces. Instead of 20 by 20, they were 9.5 by 19 or something.
Well, this is a little bit more
Yeah, right,
encroaching into
right.
the statute of what the zoning was and what it has become. And it's above and beyond what a church
Right,
would be.
and that's why they're here.
Yeah.
So. I guess, well, we can't take any action because you're still trying to sort things out, what's going on. I would say keep our code official and, up to speed on what's going on. Greg, do you know about the concerts up there? Greg, do you know about the concerts going on up there?
Yeah, we take a look at the L's Facebook page to keep track of all the concerts because they're on there and past and future. So yeah, we know when they're having an event.
I didn't see any on there yesterday. I was on the site.
I honestly I haven't looked in a little bit. But we'll start again. I usually check it out at the beginning of each week to see what's going on.
All right. So it's time to upgrade Seeker again. We'll refer it to the county. And also the state DOT. Because they get a copy of our agenda every month. We were gonna get input back from them, especially if the concert's gonna keep going on up there, so. They'll have a chance to chime in on it also, so it'd be the county, DOT. That's two referring agencies. It'd be an uncoordinated review, so we'll just get information back from them. So I would say try to get your stuff in order.
Yeah.
And cleaned up. And I know it might take more than that. In the next 30 days, it'd be kind of tough if you need filings and things like that. And John couldn't be here tonight because of a family emergency, but keep John in. And let him know what's going on too, so.
yes.
Anything else you need to tell us? Today, before we let you go?
No,
It's-
just, I'm sorry that this got to where it is. Scott had informed the board that he had conversations with you saying that what we were doing.
Me, I've
yes.
been retired for 4 years. At the last meeting I was at, he tried to tell me something and I showed up with all the emails because they were still in my account, so. I would strongly,
Well,
he said that,
and I'm just saying, this is what he told the board that, and you were telling him that everything we were doing was fine, it was according to our PED. And
well, that's good to know.
yeah, well,
I
let's
was,
just say, the last time that I was here, I realized that that was 180 degrees away from the truth.
well, you would be dealing with Greg's code official who took over for me. I was here 35 years.
Yes,
And so Greg would be the one I would say that unless it was a board decision. And it wouldn't be myself saying it.
correct.
Or it could be Greg looking at something and analyzing it and saying, yeah, you're in compliance because that's his job to do. And I wouldn't be stepping on his toes even doing it. So,
Well, I had a conversation with Attorney Mustico, and he assured me that that was the way that things work.
yeah, so I try to, I know my lane right now. I try not to deviate from it, so.
Because I have a question, too, that refers to the parking situation, concern for parking situation. I guess I'm not real clear on that.
Well, I just know that the last time that we were here, they were mentioning that there were different ways that you could add parking. Well, as far as you need an impermeable barrier. My assumption is to keep oil or stuff like that getting into to a stream, and that there were different things that we could do. Or that could be done theoretically to mitigate that issue, but.
Analysis of the parking and. Greg, you still there? Did you get to do an analysis of any parking requirements or anything like that?
Started it, but haven't finished it. It seems like, those events that were, closer to standing room only, where they're getting 900 people or the parking wasn't even close. So, yeah, I'm going through each occupant load, and each,
I think the biggest one,
right,
because we computed it for that being chairs or seats for a church.
yeah, fixed seating, yeah.
Requires X amount for that, and then when you change the occupancy, now you gotta relook at the parking, see if it fits new use, so.
Right, so I can, yeah, I'll get that to him.
All right, that's where we're at with the parking, so.
And the discussions we have had internally were that we can only park where we can park, and then we'll have to get butts in from some other secondary parking. That's, which have to be worked out, but that we would limit the parking, because I perceive that to be an issue.
All right. So. Like I said, keep Greg informed and Attorney Mustico what's going on.
Yes.
I work out of town a lot, so I'm not around for the day meetings anymore, so. I'll keep those two informed. And we'll move forward and see where we go next month or two. So,
Thanks.
okay, thank you. It's not public hearing, but I'll take a question.
I have the most basic of questions.
Okay,
Why can't we just turn this music down?
good question.
Yeah, that is a question that I have raised, and I am looking to see how that would work. If we can do
If I don't hear it, there is no issue. As I'm sure Gary would say, and 35 other people that signed that petition that we turned in.
But we need a backup just in case all of a sudden they turn it down and all of a sudden next day they turn it up.
That's right.
So
I
we
hope-
gotta make sure that we address it properly, is they not to say, they could say, yeah, we'll turn it down and everything's fine, we approve everything, and then all of a sudden. Now it goes back up. So that's why we're here.
I agree with you 1000%,
So,
but in the short term, it would sure give us some relief.
Mhm.
I'm sick of my windows rattling.
and I know where you live, and that's, you're a mile away,
Right up against the field,
Yeah.
the closest to them.
so, yeah, so. And we'll handle. The noise complaints, I believe, as we've been always handling them, right, Greg? You're gonna handle the complaints that you get. And take action after every event,
Yes,
you get a complaint, noise complaint.
yes, that's what we've been
Looks like
doing.
his connection's frozen.
Yeah, it does.
Um,
One more thing is I think you guys ought to understand is that you are the landlord, they are the tenants, and you should have control. Over your tenants.
Yeah, there are additional circumstances that we really can't get into here that. Put us in a position where we have to work with them. It's. And again, like I said, it's a mess that we're dealing with,
Yeah, I know.
and
but-
so. I understand completely, you, in the way that it should have been done, absolutely. But what we're dealing with. Unfortunately, it's not that cut and dry. I wish it were. But it just simply isn't. And. It's just to spare you the gruesome details.
so we'll carry over on your next agenda. Again, when if you get something in. 10 days before the meeting, if you're not gonna have something. Available. Let us know.
Okay.
So. We don't wanna waste their time if we don't have anything to work with, so. So we've added in and out. Nice to. You know. Give them a heads up that there's nothing.
Yes.
We would. Okay, thank you, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
Yep. I'm sorry, members, anything else?
Again, can we get a copy
Yeah,
then?
they gotta stay.
Yes.
You gotta stay.
That is Ridge Road.
Ladies.
Hi, guys.
Ice cream.
Thank you.
All right, if you guys wanna go, we're redoing on stuff. All right, moving right along, new business. Number 914, Christine Smith, 2081 Lake Road, site plan review coffee shop with drive-through, indoor and outdoor seating. Hello,
Hi, how are you?
you're Christine.
Yes, sir, I am.
Oh,
My husband, Terry.
So what are we up to?
Well, I'd like to open up my coffee shop at the location at 1281 Lake Road. For a drive-through and possibly outdoor seating, weather permitting in the summertime, so possibly next spring. Cause I don't think we'll get in there before that, but like before winter. So, yeah, I would just like to, hopefully. You guys approve that I have an indoor cafe, a drive-through.
And I'll put you.
And outdoor seating, yes.
Good to see that a vacant building wants to be put to use.
Heck, yeah. Andy Harding has already been there to do some drawings. I
Okay,
don't think he had the time. He came a week ago from Friday. So I think he believed he was gonna stay before the next meeting in October. He
okay,
should have some stuff to you guys.
okay, because we can't take action today because. It has to be referred to the county. Planning board or something. So,
Yes,
what I did when I looked at it. Some stuff was kind of hard to see. Again, you showed parking, I'm not sure if you showed the right size parking spaces or not. Or,
There was 15 designated parking spaces and it appears to be, I'm not sure what side that is. Like north, south, east or west, I don't,
South side and towards in the back. Really. The parking space is already laid out.
did you look and see if we had an existing site plan for that place?
We did not.
We did not.
And the drawing we did was to scale.
Okay.
Our plan is to have the driveway resurface coated and the driveway striping put in.
So where would the outdoor seating be?
so right in front of the windows of the. As you walk into the bank, they have all this shrubs. So we'd like to remove a certain amount of those shrubs. And put concrete pad there, and then Harry would build a fence around the perimeter. To keep anybody from wandering out into the road. Maybe.
Good idea.
We want to do about 500 square feet of concrete. Really about 8 foot on each end. The one end on the south side has manholes for drainage. And the other end has the electric, for the sign poles there. And we're just gonna do like a 6x6 treated post with a cable railing around 3 sides, just to, keep anybody from.
That designated area.
Plus that, it's very visible, everybody can see through it.
So what we would need is to see that on our site plan and also the seating, how much seating you have outside. Also,
Something to consider too is there's a right of way down through the middle of that. They're gonna put a fence beyond that right of way line on the property of the county.
might have something to say about it, yeah.
They might have something to say about it.
Okay.
Looks like
This
everything's,
county road, they have a right of way onto our property. And they might not like. to put
is
it
that a
down.
utility easement or is that the county right of way?
Yeah, I don't know.
I see an arrow.
Says water board easement,
Oh, is that what it is?
what it
Okay,
says up on top.
it's just an easement for the water board. That
That's what
makes
white
sense.
water
okay.
board easement.
Okay,
Right, okay, there's an RW
so
over there.
your concrete curb is right at your property
Right.
line, okay. And
Well,
then
then the water board might have. As long as it's.
they could, but they'll say, yeah, if we need to get in there, we can get in there and move.
Yeah,
everything
it's
up.
not like it's a building.
Yeah. And where you're not putting a fence, you're just putting the 6x and then railing. Properties. So it's just more of a,
Just a barrier.
Do barrier.
36 inch and 5.
so, all right. Board members, anything else?
Is the building handicap accessible?
It is.
Yes, there's no stairs. And the bathroom is ADA. Compliance,
Do you have one bathroom?
yes. So I believe we're only allowed to have 15 people in there. One time.
Well, it's not that, it's the amount of seating you have. And I think it's changed. The code used to say one. They had one restroom for 15, and I believe they changed the building code. And the plumbing code 3 or 4 years ago to allow more. And Greg, you remember what that is? Greg, what's the number for this one bathroom?
Just one bathroom. We just looked at it. I think occupant load is less than 25. So 24 or less inside.
So what
So
he's
we would-
saying is seating more than 25 people inside and out, you'll need a second bathroom.
Yeah, oh, inside and out.
Cause it's
Okay.
cumulative of your seating.
Okay, yep, I planned my seating for 15 people. Excluding the outside, so we can do 12 outside. And I think I got seating for 14 people. We didn't know, we thought it was 15, so
It used to be 15, again, but it. now the
Yeah,
code
just-
changed back and
Just changed in the 2020 code cycle. To the 24 people. But we'll, and that's something we'll deal with more when we get building plans, so.
Again, if you wanna put more seating in there, then you have to stick another ADA bathroom in, so. So, you know, maybe in the future, if you do really well and you want more seating, but most people don't like to come in and sit anymore, they like to do the drive-in, right?
I'm hoping they're gonna change their mind. I'm hoping they're gonna wanna come and have a place to hang out and drink some coffee. It's not gonna, it's a great area. It's not like you're sitting on top of people. So it's not compared to a lot of smaller, local coffee shops where you're very close in proximity. We're not gonna have that, so people might wanna come and stay.
So I have Andy also show us where the cars, you know, you're gonna have stacking of cars in your drive-through. Make sure that doesn't interfere with egress, entrance, and
Yes.
at least you've got one way in and one way out, which is good.
So we have a lot of space. I went and did a go see at the Dunkin' Donuts, 1.3 miles from where my location is. And I sat there and I watched because they have a very narrow space and it was like a real bottleneck. I'm surprised there's not a lot of accidents. They had 148 people that went through their drive-through from 6 in the morning till 8 in the morning. And half those people couldn't get around that didn't want to go for coffee.
Right.
But where I'm at, I have like a wider area. So I tried it the other day with somebody coming, with me wanting to turn in, and somebody pulled around me and just went straight. So I don't think I'm gonna have the problem that they have on College Avenue, just because there's so much more space. And I don't think I'm gonna get 148 people in a 2-hour period at this point. But I'm hoping maybe in a year I will.
We hope you do though.
Yeah.
The other thing too is just to make sure is that you look in our code books for the size of the parking lot, if there are spaces in it.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah, so
was looking to see if we had an existing site plan on that.
Yeah,
So you might wanna look at. That's got a different address, but if you look at the old, Nichols Plaza. It's dating me. Back to the
Mhm.
60s.
Yeah, it is.
unfortunately, I.
Oh, yeah.
So, because that was part of that development. They had an outbuilding in front, they even had a gas station and a photo mat and all those things. So, might, you know, if you do happen to find something, let them know because that'll help you with Andy doing your site plan. You might look at it and go, nah, I got this, but if we can find anything for you, it would probably make it easier for Andy. So. Board members, anything else? Any other questions? Because what we'll do is we refer this to the county. And we would like. Did Andy say when he was gonna get back to you on anything?
He didn't really, he just said he'd have it before the next meeting.
Meeting, okay, because we would like to send. The county an updated map too, so.
What would be the deadline?
Their meetings usually the third Thursday of the month, and they like to have things a year before they actually look at it. I'm not kidding with it, so,
So you need something within the next week then?
well, next week or so, yeah,
Yeah.
again, get it to Tina or get it to Greg. And that way we got an updated site plan. So. That's been empty for a long time.
Seems like it. Hopefully not much longer.
Good, anything more you wanna ask us or?
Well, I did have one question, the sign poles that are there now, our plan was to reutilize like them. But, is there any possibility that we can move the sign poles towards the south a little bit? Now with the shrubs and the trees that are on the, Seneca Beverage property, they kind of block the view.
You can move it south and north, but you can't move it any farther out.
Gotcha.
As I remember when they put their sign in last time on Mara Savings, whatever bank it was. They were right at their 15-foot mark from their property line. So you can go north or south, you just can't go any closer.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Tom, you said the rule is 15 foot from the property line,
From property line.
so that gives you an idea of where you need to be.
Yeah, so I remember when they put their new sign there, I remember going in and talking to the bank manager and They were right at their, that was 15, 20 years ago. Good, so what we'll do is. They can get it, if they can get it into next week, we can refer it to the county. Hold off for like, but to refer to the county, if we don't. Gotta make sure the county takes action on it before we take action.
And you just need the site plan, you don't need the interior. For the county.
For the county. We would need the exterior stuff.
So if Andy couldn't do it, if I, submitted the drawing and, put the fence and stuff on there, would that be
For
sufficient?
them, yeah, hopefully for them, yeah. Exterior out, so, but we would give the county everything we've got here,
Okay.
so. Sound good?
Thank you.
You're
See you next
welcome.
month.
See you later.
Come on up.
How you doing?
Nice to see you.
Well, it's good.
I'm busy. I work for the state. Stuff. So. It's this way. So. You. Tell us what you're up to.
Like to put a garage up, but I can't go in the back of the house because the next thing has lines back there that have to stay 75 foot. And
75 foot from the center line of the pole.
and what's up against the hill. So. Okay, for the pickle, hard side. That's
And how far would that, your pole barn be from the property? The road, up there.
road, yeah. God. A pasture?
Probably is a pasture.
It is.
Hey, you look at it, 300 feet, you look at it 500 feet.
I would go a good 300, 350,
Okay,
and there's a creek there.
go across the creek.
We have the.
So it's been so long since I've been up there. But
I'll stop up.
so the reason he's here is that our regulations in the town code say accessory buildings have to be in the backyard. So you're actually in an agricultural hill zone there, but. Or are you? I'm not sure because 500 feet back in that section is Residence A. Other sections of the town, it's 250 feet. So. He's gotta get a variance for the pole barn.
We're about 150, about 150 foot from the house. That's how far out we're going from it.
Okay.
So it's not like it's right on top of us. I mean, there's supposed to be 40 acres, but. Can't do the lines, all of it. I'm not gonna put it on top of the hill and walk down it. Or walk up to them.
It's, you brought a survey map and.
Nice.
Yeah, I got it.
What's the other building that's to the kind of northeast of the house?
That would be our shed.
So the barn's gonna be almost. Parallel with that, closer to the creek.
Right.
How many buildings are on the property now?
There's two plus the house.
The new house they're building up on the hill, is that yours too?
No,
Is that on your property?
That's our son in law.
What about the one below that? The old house with McDonald's old house,
I don't know. That's their house.
they have nothing to do with your property.
Nothing.
Okay, so where you wanna put it is where it says 166R Bannister Road where the town has
No,
the pit?
R is pit road.
Right,
That's up the road.
okay,
When you come around the corner. Down.
your house is the one that sits back,
Right, away from everything.
nothing to do with those other two. Okay, I know where you're at now. Up where you had the cows kind of,
It was a Patrick.
Yeah.
So all we're going to do is make a recommendation to the zoning board of appeals. positive or negative.
So is it gonna be a garage or a pole barn or?
It'll be a
Cow
three by,
barn or-
no, it'll just be a 3x8 garage.
Okay.
I just need to put stuff.
And how you gonna access? You gonna put another driveway in?
There's a driveway around the house.
Oh, okay, you're not gonna add another one to the road. Oh.
Oh, that'd be another day. Something like that. Hopefully I'll be dead and not be. Let somebody else worry about it.
All right, anybody else? Any more questions? So we're looking to make a positive or negative recommendation to the zoning board of appeals.
I move we make a positive recommendation for the zoning board of appeals.
Second.
A motion in a second, any further discussion? Call the roll, please.
Okay, Joey Atkinson,
Aye.
Amy Crandall, Angela Hawken, Ken Castro, Matt Mustico.
Aye.
Alan Curran.
Aye.
Tom Skibby.
Aye, motion carried. You have a packet for them yet?
No, I do not. I will get that to you. I'll mail it out tomorrow. All right, I have to get with the assessor's office to get your neighbors.
Okay.
Okay, I'll get that right out.
Within a certain distance of get notified of the county meeting coming up. And make sure you get it out early enough, so they have it. before. And if they don't hold them.
So, no, work holders are ready to go.
They'll come in and they'll do it in a day, right?
Maybe 2 or 3.
All right, so you don't get a hold of you for the next few days with some paperwork. All right,
Okay.
thank you.
All right. Well, they'll let me know.
Oh, all right.
I have to get him the minutes.
Yep.
And then I'll let you guys know when it'll be. I usually do it on a Thursday. So hopefully it's toward the end of the set.
All right, so St. John isn't here, can't worry about other business.
Nope.
Anything else, folks? Need a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Yeah, you know, just the two of us.
I know.
All right, we're good.
It's what? 7?
I thought we'd be here.
I did too. Joey.